I take good enough care of my teeth, I think. I mean, they don't hurt. I would like to get Invisalign though, like that, because I have this little thing on my bottom.
Yeah, I had braces when I was younger, and so when I got them off, I got the inline braces. So there's basically just a wire on the inside of my teeth holding my teeth in place, so I don't have to wear a retainer. So like as long as I get my teeth cleaned fairly regularly, I could stay there for life.
Must be nice to be white and have health insurance.
Hey, it is. It's wonderful. You should try it.
I should try it sometime. Ouch. Well, anyways, what's this podcast? What are you doing? Is this a tooth podcast?
Today I want to talk about space, the last frontier.
Oh, who are we? What show is this?
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, we're talking about space, but what's the name of the podcast?
This is Noah Asked. I'm Noah, and I'm asking some questions to my main boy, Joey.
Hi, I'm the Joey.
So, so today I'm asking about space, and we got some wonderful questions lined up, but I guess I just want to ask firsthand, like, would you even go to space?
I would hella go to space. Like, it's terrifying. Like, I saw Gravity, and after I saw Gravity, I was like, ooh, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Like, that's terrifying. Like, the idea of, like, I don't know, being Sandra Bullock in that, wait, that was Sandra Bullock, right? Yeah. Just, like, being in the midst of nothing with limited air, and just, like, both ways is death. Like, if you fall and enter the atmosphere, you're dead. If you, like, continue out into space, you're dead. If you continue orbiting, you're dead in, like, 20 minutes or whatever. It's like,
so you got a very specific window you have to maintain.
Yeah. And sometimes there's
no, there's an astronaut I was hearing a story about, and what he had happened to him was NASA called him and said, hey, there's like an asteroid coming. It's going to hit within a mile of you. Like, it'll pass you within a mile. So we don't know where it's specifically going to hit. This is the best information we have. So you might die in the next hour. And then he had his phone call with his wife. And, like, he can't tell him this because it's, like, super surprising, like, serious information. So he's literally talking to his wife. Just like, yeah, everything's going fine. Knowing that, like, an asteroid might hit him.
Yo. I feel like my eyes are the size of saucers, dude. Like, that's like, that would be terrifying.
I know.
Would you rather know or would you rather not know if you're about to die? Like, just a general statement.
Just in general. I guess you'd want to know. Like, so you could
like
tie
an
up
hour,
some loose ends or something.
An hour in advance?
Hour. Yeah, I guess if you just know an hour, then you're not, like, stressing about it too much. You're like,
you don't stress about it for long.
Right? Worst case scenario, I'm stressed out for an hour, you know?
That's fine. I've been stressed out my entire life. What's another hour?
But, like, if you got, like, a week advance, I feel like that'd be good, right?
I don't know, dude.
We wouldn't want that? To be like, okay, now I gotta, like, get rid of all my monies, do what I want to do.
A week is, like, getting there. I think that, like, peak time would be maybe a month. Like, to have, like, just, like, you have the best month of your life. Like, you could probably... I don't know.
Well, yeah, because a week might be too short, because then you have to, like, plan stuff and, like, how am I supposed to get a flight?
Yeah, a month is, like, you can travel, you can go somewhere, you can, like, blow all your money on whatever. Like, and then if you, like, if you hit rock bottom before the end of a month, which, I mean, happens to some people,
then you can end it before a month.
Yeah, then it's like, he's like, you know what, I'm here, I know my reservations for a week from now, but, I'm just gonna and then it's like, hey, self-fulfilling prophecy, and you didn't know if you were gonna die. That sounds like a movie.
Now we're getting into philosophy.
It's like, whoa,
paradoxes.
What would we do? Yeah, no, I would not necessarily want to know. I don't think. If it was like an hour, I wouldn't want to know. If it was like a week, I think I'd be more likely to know, to want to. But yeah, I don't know. Would you go to space?
Oh yeah, I think it'd be so cool. Like, I would learn skills just to get to space.
Like space, like just like orbiting, or like to another planet space.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be like a today's astronaut, but if it was like, oh, you're gonna be like a frontiersman, like colonizing the moon or Mars or something.
Colonizing the moon. Remember when that was a thing? We're like, oh, we're gonna colonize the moon, and then shit never happens.
I think like Trump's like idea was like, because he like cut NASA funding when he first got in, and I think his idea was like, we don't need to go to Mars, guys, and then NASA's like, we want to go to Mars, and so now I think he's like, okay, guys, we'll try and get to the moon. From there, we can like build rockets there or something, and then you don't have to worry about like gravity and stuff as much.
Get to the moon. Like, we haven't been there before, because
let Elon deal with that.
Because I'm quoting on this. This is not my thoughts, but the Jews faked the moon landing or whatever. But yeah, I would want to go to Mars. I'd be hella fine with going to Mars, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot of connections here on Earth, so
Right.
I'd be okay. Like, if you're going to Mars too, then we're set.
Right.
We'll be the first podcast on Mars in 30 years.
Do you think you'd be able to handle like confined space travel? Like, oh, you have a room and a cafeteria, and that's all you get to live in.
That's where I live now. It's like I live in a room.
But you go and work out, and you run, and you go outside.
Fair. Well, yeah, you go and you work out and stuff on the space station too. Like you have to.
But it's like contained. It's not like, oh, I get to go on a run and like enjoy the fresh air and stuff.
I run on a treadmill.
Oh, okay. That's lame.
Hey, it is lame, but it's also cold and there's a lot of hills here, and my little calves can't handle it. Like, what do you want from me? I know I'm training to be in a Tough Mudder, where it's like I'm gonna be up a mountain. but
I know you think so highly of me, but yesterday I did Dance Dance Revolution on hard, and man, that destroyed. Like, I had to like sit down afterwards and be like,
yo,
ooh.
Dude, I used to do DDR with the like Xbox controller and get out of breath. That's how out of shape I used to be. Now I can like run 3 flights of stairs before I'm out of breath. But
moving up in the world.
Yeah, moving up. But no, I would hella go to Mars. It'd be fun. I think I could deal with it. I feel like we're moving more towards a like kind of suspended animation kind of thing too, where it's like you just like, all right, you're in a coma for however long to like, you know, save oxygen, save resources and all that.
Little hibernation.
Like a forced hibernation. I think I'd be down with that. The only scary part for that for me would be not waking up, you know?
Yeah.
Either that or what was that movie? Where they went to Mars and the guy wakes up halfway there.
Oh, they didn't go to Mars, were they? But
yes.
that's it's Chris Pratt, right? That's what you're talking about.
No. That's Passengers. Although that
Same
one,
deal.
that's same kind of deal. No, it's a much older movie than that. I always remember it being Adam Sandler, but I don't think it's Adam Sandler. But no, like they're on like the way to Mars, and they have like this chimp, and they like go into like their sleep pods, but the chimp takes his sleep pod. Like everyone's like, all right, good night, and then like the chimp hops in his, and so then he's left with a little tiny chimp sized one, and then he like goes to like hop in it, and then he can't, and so like, you know, he's awake for the next like 3 months to Mars or whatever. Did you find anything? I saw you like
Rocket Man, is that a possibility?
Yep, that's
1997.
Came out the year before I was born.
Yeah,
that's
same.
Weird.
Fun facts. Me and my brother were watching football last night, and like after you watch a football game, they have the most like specific stats to like ever. So it's like I saw a LeBron James stat that it was like first man over 35 to have a 40-point game after a 60-point game. So they just put on so many different pre-modifiers.
Yeah,
you know, like some stats are like most yards, most baskets or something, but it was like, oh, you have to be this young, have done this well in a game before, this.
Oh, I mean, if I put that many stats on it, I bet I'd get up there.
Right?
You know? It's like I have the most hours sat on a couch in a row while playing Destiny 2. Actually, that's probably not even true.
That's not even... you haven't even done a raid yet, man.
Let's narrow it down. Are there raids in Destiny 2?
Oh, I don't know.
think there are. Oh, well, no, there are. That's
the core of Destiny.
I haven't done those. Stop. I know so much about Destiny, dude. I'm just like the best. At me. No, I guess I'd have to do like in the blank apartments where I live. There we go.
On the 3rd floor.
On the 3rd floor.
On a couch with 2 seat cushions.
Yeah. You know? Age 20. Half Hispanic.
Yep. And so I feel like the whole thing is like, how can we get this person to feel like he can stand next to like these great people that everyone knows?
Yeah. And okay. Wait, that was after a football game?
So I was watching after a football game, and it was, the stat was like most touchdowns in week 11 of like regular season. And so they're trying to get the Chiefs quarterback to be up with Peyton Manning was first, Tom Brady was next, then it was him, and then it was Peyton Manning again for a different team.
Oh, of course.
And and so yeah, the whole goal was to get him up, so it's like, oh, he's next to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. But it's like they had to like modify. Yep. At week 11, you know.
Go Kansas. Good stuff. Is LeBron James football?
No, he's basketball.
Aha. So. See, I knew that one. I was like,
I got you confused.
I was worried that I was gonna oust myself as someone who didn't know. But no, I definitely watch basketball, dude. I'm like all up in the games. I know the LeBron James, the Larry Bird,
oh man,
Kobe Bryant.
We could just do this for an hour, just listening to you like stagger as you like think of like.
I couldn't go for an hour. Holy, I'm already out. Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know.
No, I don't claim to be a whole lot better.
Let's talk about space.
Oh yeah, space. Okay,
the final fun tier.
The fun tier. Yeah. So for like space travel, do you think like, since like these companies are coming up like SpaceX and stuff, should that be like a private thing where like we have those companies do it, or should we keep it in the hands of the government? So like,
I see nothing wrong with privatized space travel. It's no different than like privatized air travel to me, or like trains and stuff. It's like, yeah, sure, you know, they're making $1 billion, but someone's gonna make $1 billion. It's either them or the government, and like, you know, these days I'm not too keen on what we've been deciding. I'm not a hugely political person, but you know, I watch Philip DeFranco. So
did anybody listen to our voting podcast?
Oh golly, hey, what are you talking about? This is the first Noah Ask podcast we've ever done. Starting over.
I didn't know you did that.
No, I think the voting one might still be up on Spotify. Just like this one is. Hi, welcome to Spotify.
Yeah.
Also on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, all that fun stuff. But no, I don't see any issues with it being privatized. I think that I like Elon Musk as much as he's been like destroying his reputation,
right? Like saying some nasty things about like a hero, and
it's like, oh god,
smoking weed online.
Well, and okay, I have no problems with that. I think it's fine.
I know, but it's still like weird, like image wise.
I think that he is just a guy who doesn't know how to like take an audience. So like, think about it this way: he's like an engineer and / entrepreneur who has gone through his entire life just kind of creating things and like building this name, and he, like, you know, it's like, I'm gonna build like electric cars and like, you know, find better ways to get to space,
figure out how to do PayPal,
and like all that stuff. And so he's never had to super deal with like a meme audience, I guess. Like, you know, like he, because of how he's been doing these things and because he's kind of an odd guy, like he's American, right?
No, he's South African.
He's South African. Okay, well, yeah, but still, he doesn't have a South African accent. From what I
do, they have accents?
Yes.
I don't think they do. Yeah,
okay. Like there's a YouTuber I watch, and I'm not gonna base everything off of one guy. There's a couple I've heard, but like it's closer to like New Zealand, Australian kind of accent.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he doesn't have. He talks so funny. It's like why are you?
Yeah, and I don't know if he was like moved when he was a child or something.
Yeah. But like I still have some respect for him, like, you know, as like an inventor and entrepreneur. Like, I think he's brilliant. Obviously, you know, he decided, he's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, build tunnels because tunnels are safer than trains and all that, and they're safer than like doing traffic above ground, and it's faster. I think he's got a lot of great ideas to move us forward, but I just think the fact that he was running his own Twitter and that he had to directly deal with the type of audience that comes with, like, you know, the territory of like Twitter, Instagram, and I think Instagram and Twitter especially are the big two that have just such a, like, they call it cyberbullying, and they're not entirely wrong, but it's mostly just like the troll community and like memers who, like, they're just like, oh, hey, it'd be funny if we did this, or like all that. And it's like, it's not even just that, it's just like Twitter, I feel like, is such a toxic environment a lot of the time if you're just constantly there. And so to make such a big name for yourself, you're gonna get more people like that. And so he didn't know how to handle, you know, people like talking trash basically, or like throwing shade, and so he just dealt with it.
Isn't that weird in like today's society that we have to like identify that like he runs his own Twitter? Like, it's a social media about him. Like, you'd think he would run it, but it's like nobody does.
Well, he doesn't anymore. He's not allowed to.
No, stockholders had spoken.
That's so wacky to me. They're just like, oh yeah, you know, so we're gonna keep our stock in Tesla, but oh shit, I was gaudy. Hold on, I'm the worst. Leave me alone. Okay. reminder to turn off your phone. I don't know.
I don't know where mine is either.
Anyways, yeah, no. So like, yeah, that's crazy. Is that the first time that I wonder if that is like the first time stockholders have had to tell the CEO of a company? It's like, all right, we'll keep our stocks if you are no longer CEO, which right he was told to step down, right?
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't remember exactly. But like you might do some Googling on that so I don't like mess that up. But I believe, I could be entirely wrong, that he was asked to step down, and then they're like, you also cannot run your own Twitter anymore. Which is like, it's like it seems like an odd thing that like people would be like, oh, you know, we'll keep our stock as long as you are no longer talking about it on social media, or like you have someone read your tweets.
Yeah, Elon Musk forced to step down as chairman of Tesla.
As chairman, yeah. And so I was like, wow, that's wacky. Like I understand the first part, but then they're just like, yeah, no, you can't hand your... Do you think that's a breach of privacy or like freedom of speech?
Oh, that they're like saying like,
yeah,
no, because that's privatized. Because it's not like saying like you can. It's just like, we're gonna take our money out of it. Like it's the same as any other business. Like, oh, if you're gonna change your product, we don't want to be a part of it. And like he is part of the product now since he's in the limelight.
Okay.
So
I guess I could see that line of thinking. I guess I'm just kind of thinking it's like, oh, you're no longer allowed to speak publicly in this way without running it through like a filter, which I guess is kind of what TV does anyways with what's it called, the censorship place.
And just even with like what shows they pick, because like if you like pilot like an LGBT show, it's probably not going to get picked up, and like that's not censorship, but like it is like censoring like a community in some way.
Okay. So no, it's the same kind of thing. Doesn't make it okay, but you know, understanding the process that it goes through at least. I got completely derailed from what the question was.
So the original question was, should it be private or government? And you're saying private.
Yeah, private.
And then so, assuming like SpaceX and stuff stays on track, do you think we will have people living on a different planet in our lifetime?
Well, I think I'm gonna die by 30. With the rate of which I consume caffeine. So maybe not in my lifetime, but I think you could make it. I think you could see. How sad would it be if in like 10 years like I die and like this podcast is just out here? It's just like, yeah, no, he straight up called it.
He knew it.
No, I think like presuming that I live to like 88,
like another 50 years or something,
whatever the life expectancy is, I think we could. I think I could definitely see, like, if not full colonization, I think we could see the first frontiersmen at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe like someone born there is like a possibility.
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
I know there's a lot of tricky stuff with like how like bodies work,
because gravity is different, and gravity is a big part of the ovulation process and the sexes and having the babies.
Welcome to the Birds and the Bees with Noah and Joey.
It's the Birds and the Bees podcast every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock on 92 FM.
Can we just have like two 40-year-old men just like have a Birds and Bees podcast? That'd be so awesome. Just
bring your dad in, and I was gonna say my dad. But,
I was about to say, if you don't have a dad, we got one for you, and then just like bring in a new dad every time.
A new dad. maybe if like we get. Maybe if we make this into like a company and then like we get people, it's like I can bring in like other people's dads.
That'd be so great.
Let's interview the intern Larry's dad. Larry. Ooh, have you met anyone named Larry that's our age?
No, definitely not.
I think Larry's an old man name now. Ooh,
I met someone the other day. Oh, he's like a 60-year-old man, but his name's like Travis, and I was like, that seems like a younger man's name.
Oh, you think so? I guess Travis. I think of Travis.
I don't think it's like an old man's name.
Yeah, but whenever I think of Travis, there's this vine of an owl that's like walking away, and there's this guy talking. He's got like a really effeminate voice. He's like, "Make him wait for it, Travis." Boom, and then like the owl turns around, like his head does the 180 thing. And so when I think of Travis, I think of that little owl. Yeah, I guess it's not like a young man's name, but it's, there's this meme that happened where it's like, Americans just repeat words all the time, and then I am so aware of every time I do it now. It's just like, it's not young,
But he's young.
But he's young. Yeah, I always think of Travis. But yeah, no, I think those names are going out. Larry, Bob. I have not met a Bob that is like under 40.
I know a Richard who's real young, and I feel like that's like an old man's name.
Yeah, that is a really old man's name. Fucking Dick. I love that. I love that that's the shorthand for it. It's great. Anyway, sorry, we're off track again.
Okay, so I mean, you can't talk about space without talking about aliens. So I was curious how you felt about that. Where you stand on the whole alien.
I think they should be allowed in this country. I think they should be given documentation. We were founded on immigrants.
Tear down that wall.
Tear down that wall. Tear down that space wall. Do you think Trump would try and build a wall around America's space?
I like to imagine it's just like one ring though.
It's not like no, it's like a single like chain link fence that's orbiting, like it's just right there.
Has a sign like beware of human. Enter your own
beware
risk.
of orange. Or maybe he does the thing where she's like, all right, wow, that was like a Clinton. How's Donald talk? Whoa, great. Hey.
I love how to like get into accents, like you have to like say a keyword, and his is wall.
Yeah, it's like, he's a huge. All right, we're gonna build a wall. It's gonna be a tiny wall. It's like, because like the argument where it's like, oh, you can shoot me, but I think it's the Adam West from Family Guy. It's like, there is one small piece of armor the size of a bullet somewhere on my body. And so he's like, there is one piece of wall somewhere over America. The idea of this is just ridiculous to me. It's a Family Guy episode. I believe in aliens. I think it's ridiculous to assume that we are the only life out there in the universe. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Joey from Humorish, and I just wanted to take a moment to let you guys know that this episode of Noah Asked is actually sponsored by the Humorish Entertainment YouTube page. So you guys should go over there and check out our live podcasts when we put them up on Fridays usually. And check out some of our gaming content that is also found on that channel. You can find that at bit.ly/humorish. That is bit.ly/humorish. What was that question again? We took a little ad break there.
So I think we were talking about aliens and if we believe in those.
Oh yeah, they should be given jobs.
Then after the wall,
do the bit again.
The entire thing.
The entire thing, all the way back through. No, I think that. Well, hold on, that feels really close. No, I think that it's kind of insane if you believe that we're the only life in the galaxy. Like I think that the Milky Way galaxy in which we exist, there's billions upon billions of planets, and there's like. What is it? They've already discovered like 6 or something. Maybe I'm missing a suffix there. It might be like 6 million or yeah. So it's 6 million, 6,000, but 6 something planets that are like in the Goldilocks zone, like where we could exist, or
theoretically habitable.
Yeah. So I mean, already there's like proof that it could be out there. I think if there was more advanced life, that it would have either reached out to us by now, or it would be trying to kill us.
Yeah. So I wondered that too, like not just aliens, but do you think like other like intelligent aliens, do you think those are out there?
No.
Well,
maybe. Okay, so that's kind of a tough question, because it's like we've reached a tier of existence where it's like we're fairly advanced with our technology, we're reaching more and more out towards the stars. I feel like especially with you see like Elon Musk stuff where SpaceX, and we want to like go to space, and there's like been all this talk about terraforming Mars or terraforming other planets and making them habitable, because we know that we're destroying our planet. So we're gonna have to have somewhere to go if human existence.
We have to have another place to destroy later.
So we're just a parasite, just destroying planets. But like it's like a horror movie for like for an alien. It's just like, oh no, they're invading us. It's like, oh well, we're not gonna like kill you or like destroy everything. We're just gonna live here until we destroy it because our existence kills it. Makes it really
I feel like they made movies like that where it's like, oh, they're coming because they want to live here, but they like turn it like a horror spin. I was like, what if they just like kept it like really like socioeconomic and like, oh, they're just polluting our system now, and
it's just like, it's like, oh no, it's like they invade and then it cut to like 100 years later. It's like there's still like discrepancies where it's like racial classes or like colliding, and then we have all these like civil issues, and it's like cut to another 100 years later. It's like, oh, pollution's on the rise. it's like you have the one alien that's just like, there's no such thing as global warming, and then he gets elected president. You see where I'm going with this, but no, like I think so. Something to kind of think about here. I was reading something about this, and then I saw a video about this on YouTube. There's a theory that there were aliens, but they've already died off and like killed themselves, basically.
Like we would do if we couldn't.
Yeah, much like we will do. So like there comes like another level of what's it called? Like another barrier that you have to overcome. And we've already like overcome many of these like these things in the past. Like we've had plagues, we've had wars, we've had ice ages and meteorites, and like all of these like extinction level events that so many species have overcome, and thus are allowed to like advance into the next tier. And so there's a theory that there is another tier ahead of us still that like we have to overcome. And the theory is that, well, that tier is so strong and so powerful that there will be nothing that can overcome it. And that's why there's no other life, is because other life has like already reached that, because we are relatively young. So that means that there have been other planets out there that have had billions of years on top of ours. And so if they've reached that already and then get to it and then die. And so like that's the kind of thing, whether that's like heat death or pollution or whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like if you like say that as like the barrier that will like end us is like using up our resources or like pollution and things like that, like that's just a barrier that can always be set back a little further, and it's like it'll always be there no matter how like intelligent you get.
And so like it's and that's always gonna that's a fair point. It will always be a problem because we're always gonna be using resources. There's no way to, like, as much as we recycle, I don't think there's any way to get rid of all waste.
Yeah, like lose nothing is heat and like conserve energy perfectly. And
and it's like and of course energy is neither created nor destroyed, but there's no way to like get some of that stuff back. Like we haven't quite figured out the exact process to like mimic photosynthesis like efficiently to like create our own oxygen out of like even the pollution that we have. There's studies that have gone on. They like have these artificial trees they've created that like filter the air and do it out, but it's like we still have to like replace those filters and like do all that. So it's like it's not a self-sustaining system. It still takes resources to try and create this other resource. And so and that just might be it. We might just die because we use all of our resources trying to save resources. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't recycle. You guys should absolutely recycle out there on the interwebs. It's good. I try to as much as I can. My complex doesn't offer it, so do what I do. But I think there could be other life. I think that if there were other intelligent life, we would probably have seen some sort of sign from them by now. And thus, I think that it's probably like either busy with its own stuff, waiting for us to like come to a level where it's like, oh, we're actually interesting. Because you could also look at it as like, oh, where I'm an alien flying around in my like Uber like fancy whatever,
my Uber,
my
space Uber,
my SpaceX Uber, my Uber X, and I'm just like, what's that down there? And I like roll down my window and look, and I see like, oh, look at all those like hairless apes just like fighting each other with like kinetic bullets. Ugh, how very uncivilized. And they're speaking with their mouths and like eating food through a digestion process and excrement as waste. It's like, ugh, gross. keep going. No, my stop is up. 4 more. Can you play some Kanye, please? You know, something like that.
They do have music. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it's like they like our music. Hey, you're listening to human music. But yeah, no, I think it's either uninterested or dying.
Yeah. So if like smaller life is out there, like microbes and stuff like that, like do we have a responsibility to like protect it? Like
Nah, that's not our problem.
We'll
it's
just
another planet.
Yeah, but they're like, we value human life, we value a lot of mammalian life, and even like some fish and stuff, but like,
I'm sorry, I'm making a face.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just like, nah. It's not earthly. I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
we've definitely talked about like destroying the whole world. So
yeah, like
it's nothing.
I mean, yeah, I guess we have. We've talked about how humans are the problem. But like, I mean, you know, a few microbes, whatever. I mean, we don't know what they could do to us, to be fair. We could have some shit like I never saw the movie, but I like read like reviews and like the premise for I think it's called Life. The movie with oh god, was it Matt Damon? Basically they went out and they found life on like Titan or something, and then it turned out to be this like parasite that like fed on humans, or like it was able to like feed on something like inside humans. I think it might have been like the water inside of them or something. And so like there's that, like where it's like, oh well, we're introducing this literally alien like bacterium to our environment. There's no like, you know, it's gone through a completely different evolutionary process to reach this point of like life. And so, you know, it could either like, you know, die once it reaches our atmosphere. It could kill us, you know, it could become like parasitic or toxic once it enters our atmosphere, or like a place where we deem livable. And so like there's all those problems. It's like, how do you fight an alien disease? You know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like terrified of like, you know, like alien diseases and stuff. And I'm like, our diseases have like adapted for millions of years just to like give us a cold, you know? So it's like an alien disease most likely probably wouldn't know what to do with us, you know?
Yeah.
There's a chance that they would like recognize like materials and things, but
yeah, and I think, I don't know. See, I lean more on the scared of alien diseases side though, because it's like we are made up of the basic components of life, and most components of life will have like the same, like, you know, carbon, oxygen, or like whatever. I mean, and I'm sure there's other ways like other than like oxygen to breathe and like for them to do it, but that's our base, and mostly like carbon. So there, for me, it's the idea of like there being like overlap in life requirements. And like materials needed to survive, and that some of those materials are inside us that bacteria requires. And that's so like fair. For me, it's just like, you know, like how do you fight something that's like, sure, it has like similar qualities to like our bacterium, but then it's like attacking us in like different ways and all that. And so, yeah, that kind of spooks me. It spooks me a bit. Put it on pause for a minute. My roommate has decided to come out of his room for the first time in like a month. But it's okay because he's leaving today to go away for Thanksgiving.
And that's good.
That's a very good thing. He's leaving his dog though, which is also a good thing.
Because it's adorable.
Yeah, I love the dog. I hate him.
We will end humanity, but we will keep the mini huskies.
I'll keep huskies. Her name is Bella. It's really cute. I'm sure it's fine. Actually, I don't know. It'll be okay. Whatever.
Are you gonna go back? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. No, I'm afraid of alien diseases.
So have you seen the movie? What is it? Arrival? Or
with the girl who played
the
Amelia
translator
Earhart in the
yeah, I think it's Arrival. Anyways, you guys know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. You guys know what Arrival is.
So, anyways, there's about like 8 like alien spaceships that like scattered across the Earth and just like stood there, and they're like really ominous and weird, but they didn't do anything. Like if something like that happened where it came to us, like what do you think our response would be?
I think America would try and destroy them. I think especially with like
the current leadership,
the current leadership, we would definitely shoot first and ask questions later. Especially like, I think we'd probably attempt some sort of thing because like, as much as like I don't like Trump, he's still got like a board of people that control exactly what he does. So I'm sure he'd be like, shoot it down, build a wall around it. We'd like have someone who would be like, well, we should probably establish contact first, see if it refuses contact, then maybe. But I think that would probably be the best, is just like attempt to like,
yeah, if peace was on one end and war was on the other end, I feel like we'd instantly be right in the middle. It's like we are gonna touch war, like we are on the very edge of war.
We're on the edge of war. That's America, always on the edge of war. Oh God, we are the like in like Doctor Who, like the wait, you watch Doctor Who, right?
I've seen a few episodes. Okay. I really don't.
Well, there's a race of like war aliens who like literally that's all they've been doing for like millennia. They look kind of like potatoes. It's really funny. But like for millennia, they've just been like raised and bred for war, and so that's like all they know. And so I feel like that's like closer and closer every day. That's what America is. It's just like bred for war. It's like great. But no, yeah, I think that if they came here, we would be forced to like try and contact them, and then I think we'd have more people on the side. I think America as a people is not reflected entirely by the people that run the company, the country. So I think that the people would revolt if we did do an attack, and I feel like the higher ups would kind of understand that. So unless they like attacked first, and I think that if they just like came and sat there ominously, we'd probably be spooked, and then we'd be just like, hello. like me in a Discord when my mic stops working, I'm like, wait, hello. Are you there? But yeah, I don't know, what do you think we do? What side do you land on there?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if we shot first, ask questions. Like, we might get contact with other countries who are having the same issue and be like, hey, what are you doing? But I don't think we'd like go up to it and be like, yeah, hey, we're us.
Yeah,
don't kill us,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and so it's more of a global issue at that point.
Yeah. Do you think that America would really have no knowledge of it before? Do you think that like we would actually be like, oh hey, we don't know what this is? Like, I mean, like whether like they're telling us that or not, do you think that like the government would actually know?
There's some conspiracy theorists out there. Yeah. There's a guy at work I was talking with, and he had some crazy conspiracies like government controlling time and stuff. We don't need to go into that, but so the government definitely knows more than we do, obviously, and I feel like because space is so vast and like how much we've seen, and we don't even know anything about, like we haven't seen anything. Yeah. So to imagine that it's gone further than the light that we can see, that would be hard to imagine that like we would know about it and it was able to travel that far. Like,
but then there's also like the idea of like just them keeping it from us. Like, do you think that it's, I mean, I guess that's kind of an arbitrary question. It's like, do you think they're keeping information from us? Like, I mean, you could answer either way, and then like, there's no way we know.
Currently, I don't think they're keeping anything from us regards to alien life.
To aliens. Yeah, I'm sure there's other stuff they're definitely keeping, but it's I guess, do you think that they should like tell us if they found it?
Found aliens? Like what kind of aliens? Like other intelligent life?
Yeah, other intelligent life.
Okay. I mean, they probably should tell us. Yeah. I mean, that seems reasonable. Yeah, I'd want to know. But I could see why they wouldn't, There's definitely like it would cause panic and like
a margin there. So, yeah, and I'm personally on the side of like the government should be allowed and like able to keep some information from us. Like, I understand like wanting to know and like wanting to be in on it. But at the same time, like there's, especially when dealing with like masses, there's like time when like information is just murder. It's like like you will cause riots, you will cause like fights and rebellions and all that. So,
but see, the problem I think is that like not having enough information. So if you went out to a press conference like, we found aliens and they're intelligent, and then everyone's like, what's going on? Are they gonna attack us? Do they know about us? And they're like, oh, we don't know any of that. Like, that's a problem, because then like now everyone's just scared for no reason. Where it's like, okay, maybe if you had a few more answers, and then it'd be okay.
So yeah, like retaining information until you like gain enough for the answer. Okay, that makes sense. I'm more on that side.
Because there's like an unstable panic, and then there's a panic if you know like everything,
and there's a panic at the disco, and then there's we should run for president, Noah.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, both together.
Both
it's dual presidency.
Dual presidency.
We're gonna put on one shirt, guys, with 2 head holes.
They'll never see it coming. All right, next up.
Oh, that's. I think that'll wrap it up for the day.
Yeah. All right. How long? I guess we've been. Yeah, we're getting up there. Okay, Noah, go for it.
Yeah,
give me that sweet outro.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. We had a fun little talk about space and other things. You just listened to a Noah Ask podcast, and we have our little Humorish Entertainment is where you can find us. That's our channel. That's our
YouTubes.
Okay, yeah, you can find us on Spotify, and if you want to catch us live, you can get us on YouTube.
Twitters.
We got our Twitters. You can ask questions for us to answer at Noah Asks, #Noah Asks, and you can add us at
Humorish_TM.
Humorish_TM. And hit that notification bell and like, comment.
Is that all of it? I don't know.
We have
so much. We need to we'll work on
that. Yeah, we do.
All right.
Write it down.
Go ahead.
Oh,
wait. Oh, bye.
Bye.